Tonight, Austin Russell, also known as Chumley, one of the Pawn Stars stars, is incarcerated. Tension was high in the Las Vegas courtroom when the judge delivered the judgment. The courthouse shook as Austin Chumley Russell slumped in astonishment, unable to handle the weight of his fate and leaving everyone in stunned stillness. What caused the heated courtroom scenes and the startling run-in between the adored reality TV personality and the legal system? This is the complete account of the tense court case that brought us to this point. Please remember to like this article, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below if you found it interesting. For regular updates on the newest news and intriguing tales, subscribe to the channel. Keep an eye out. The popular Pawn Stars star Chumley has emerged as one of the most fascinating figures on reality TV. His career has lasted more than 10 years, and he is well known for his humor, easygoing manner, and special ability to add authenticity to each episode of the popular History Channel program. His position in television history has been cemented by memorable instances such as when he used his own video games to purchase a professional pinball machine. In addition to his iconic slogans, Chumley's influence extends well beyond television. His influence on the collectibles market, his contribution to the rise in popularity of the gold and silver pawn store, and his conscious attempts to establish a personal brand demonstrate how he went from being a typical pawn shop employee to a television personality and cultural phenomenon. Chumley's popularity stemmed from his likability, innate charisma, and unwavering dedication to being himself in spite of early skepticism. He was frequently portrayed as the shop's humorous figure, although he resisted being stereotyped. Instead, he focused his energy on becoming an expert in particular collectibles, which helped him become a key player in the Pawn Stars ensemble. Chumley's performance solidified his position as the show's breakthrough star, and won him a special place in the hearts of viewers. His ability to engage viewers with real depth and honesty is what really makes him stand out. He became a household name as a result of his enduring influence on audiences across the country. His business endeavors outside of television demonstrate his strategic thinking as he established his own brand. Chumley gained millions of dollars through his personal brand, which he developed through endeavors including a candy apparel line and public appearances. Later, this wealth helped pay for his defense against startling charges that rocked his devoted following. Following Pawn Stars' popularity, Chumley's career in the program took separate turns. After its premiere, the show's ratings soared, making it one of the top-rated shows on cable TV, having more than 500 episodes in internet streaming that keeps combining its own recipe. Because of its excellent production value, Pawn Stars has become as one of reality TV's most instructive entertainment programs. Chumley, meantime, struggled with the difficulties of celebrity. The people adored the endearing figure they saw on TV right once, and his personal appearances drew sizable audiences, demonstrating that his appeal went well beyond the television program. But difficulties that persisted for years were brought on by the sharp contrast between his on-screen character and his developing personal issues. Chumley remarked, "I've lived two entirely different lives. Being famous might give you a sense of invincibility. According to Chumley, I was resolved to savor every second, particularly since I was recognized wherever I went." While Pawn Stars remained grounded in historical artifacts and negotiations, this desire propelled a more opulent lifestyle. With a home, expensive automobiles, and an extensive jewelry and shoe collection, his personal life prospered. Millions of people viewed social media posts showcasing his extravagant shopping trips, creating a public persona that contrasted sharply with his earlier, more modest upbringing. There was a noticeable disparity between Chumley's growing personal affluence and his professional achievement in the middle of the decade. With special episodes attracting over 7 million viewers, Pawn Stars reached its peak audience as both took off. Chumley's personal brand expanded concurrently, as seen by the launch of a lucrative behind-the-scenes product line and the establishment of Chumley's Sweet Store on Las Vegas Street. But he started to feel the weight of fame's demands, threatening to ruin his professional life. Chumley frequently attributed his difficulties on the abrupt change from obscurity to notoriety. In a rare honest interview, he said, "It drove me crazy to go from being an ordinary guy to someone who couldn't go to Walmart without taking 500 photos. I resorted to coping mechanisms. I almost lost everything because of that." The show's growing professionalism contrasted sharply with the emotional turmoil he was dealing with. As Chumley was still portrayed by Pawn Stars as the endearing figure that fans loved, the distance between his public and private lives had widened significantly by 2016. Fans loved Chumley's innocence on TV, but off-camera, his life was taking dark turns that would eventually come to light. His years of more careless actions ultimately resulted in legal issues. An inquiry into sexual assault was first connected to a police raid at his residence in Las Vegas in March 2016. As part of an ongoing investigation, we executed a search warrant. Officer Rodriguez said during a news briefing, a claim that swiftly gained traction among entertainment news sources. Additional charges unconnected to the first inquiry resulted from what officials discovered during the search. The raid swiftly gained popularity in the entertainment industry, with blogs making predictions on how it would affect Chumley and Pawn Stars' future. A week later, startling information was made public by TMZ. Chumley's home was filled with guns, narcotics and drug paraphernalia, a far cry from the upbeat image that viewers had come to adore. The humility that viewers had saw on television was a long cry from this. In a widely circulated social media post, a fan claimed that Chumley's reputation had shifted as a result of this circumstance. To ensure you don't miss any of our videos, click the subscribe button if these tales pique your interest. Remember to share so that you and your loved ones may discuss these unexpected tales. Please share your opinions in the comments section. How do you feel about having plastic surgery to change who you are? Chumley never came across as having these types of problems when watching the program. In the weeks that followed, the sharp discrepancy between his public image and his private life seemed to be the decisive factor. The reality TV personality was charged with many felonies by prosecutors, including possession of narcotics and guns, which carries a maximum 20-year jail term. The accusations represented a major threat to Chumley's carefully constructed public image in addition to carrying substantial legal repercussions if found guilty on all counts. Chumley's whole career and financial fortune were in jeopardy as a result of the legal activities, which rocked the entertainment business. Experts conjectured that one of the most well-known reality TV stars would be coming to an end. Startling information on the scope of the fines at Chumley's home was disclosed in court documents. According to evidence records, investigators discovered a variety of weaponry, including assault rifles in addition to different drugs and associated objects. In a dramatic turn of events though, the first search was motivated by an inquiry into the alleged sexual assault. The lifestyle Chumley had developed was a significant risk to public safety, yet no charges were brought in relation to the alleged sexual assault because there was not enough evidence. There was a tense mood when Chumley entered the courtroom, because a prosecution document suggested implementing the maximum punishment based on the amount and character of the things uncovered on the first day of the trial. His grim face was illuminated by camera flashes. The television celebrity who had formerly delighted millions of people was now dealing with the legal repercussions of his acts, and his Pawn Stars co-workers were conspicuously missing. The prosecution started laying out the allegations, saying, "Your Honor, this case involves serious violations of controlled substance and firearms laws. There were several illicit drugs and a weaponry arsenal at the defendant's house." As pictures of the confiscated goods appeared on the screen, tension in the courtroom increased. Chumley may be seen gazing at the ground, shook his head periodically as the interview progressed and more negative evidence was shown, intensifying the already tense situation. "Was Mr. Russell running a drug distribution business, as you testified?" Chumley's attorney questioned the officer about the sorts and amounts of narcotics discovered, suggesting that they were not only for personal use. While responding with assurance, the officer acknowledged that he did not discover any distribution lists, scales, or packing supplies that are commonly linked to human trafficking. During the testimony on the weapons, the courtroom became more tense. "Is Mr. Russell a well-known collector of a variety of objects including antique weaponry, in your opinion?" Chumley's attorney asked. Turley, a firearms specialist, said that collecting necessitates a license and appropriate storage, which further complicated the situation. The judge admonished Chumley to be quiet, unless called to the witness stand, and Chumley was clearly apprehensive, whispering to his attorney. In their testimony about the possible sentencing guidelines, legal experts emphasized that these offenses frequently entail harsh jail terms. James Wilson, a former lawyer, clarified that the scenario was especially serious because of the guns and controlled drugs involved. Chumlee's defense focused on the fact that he had no previous criminal history, and said that his celebrity profile had led to a culture in which it was harder to distinguish between what was normal and what was extreme. "My client was caught up in the whirlwind of excess clouding his judgment," his lawyer stated, emphasizing that he had been a prominent person with high reputation in many ways, and that he had never sought to inflict harm. Fans watched with increasing anxiety as the trial came to a close. This was more than simply a legal dispute, it was the possible demise of a well-liked TV personality whose popularity stemmed on his relatability and innocent demeanor. The trial's main focus shifted to plea talks, when attorneys from both sides had heated conversations. The case's ramifications went much beyond Chumlee's personal freedom being at danger. He may spend years behind bars as in-depth conversations over possible remedies developed. His career was also taken into account, with millions of dollars in anticipated losses, a damaged reputation, and an uncertain future on Pawn Stars. Fans crowded the courthouse on the last day, regardless of the result. Others donned Pawn Stars gear, while others held signs of support. As Judge Michael Davidson oversaw the proceedings, the mood inside was electrifying. The judge started the court procedures as Chumlee was ready for sentence after he consented to enter a guilty plea in the state case against him. He carefully examined the plea agreement reached between the defense and the prosecution, taking into account both aggravating and mitigating circumstances. Chumlee stood with his hands trembling slightly at his sides, and the room was so silent that he could hear the rustle of documents. The defendant entered a guilty plea to one guns charge and one minor drug offense charge. The judge went on to say that the deal included the dismissal of the outstanding charges. His attorneys exchanged wary looks, but Chumlee's face remained stiff. The seriousness of the charges, however, required the court to address them. The court adamantly declared that there were major public safety issues with the presence of prohibited drugs and unregistered guns. The decision was unambiguous. Chumlee would receive a 3-year probationary period, during which he would have to go through therapy and be subject to routine drug testing. And everything that was found during the raid will be taken away. However, the genuinely startling clause was unexpected. He would be automatically sentenced to 3 years in jail, without a hearing if he broke any of the conditions of his probation. The plea agreement was accepted by the court on these terms. "You are hereby sentenced to 3 years of probation with strict compliance supervision," the judge said. "Any infraction carries a 3-year jail sentence right now. Are you familiar with these terms?" After months of unrest, Chumlee actually suffered a severe blow as a result, particularly after considering the possibility of spending decades in prison. His life underwent a dramatic change during this time. Rather, a surge of relief washed over him as he realized how close he had already come to losing everything, and that his freedom now depended on complete obedience. As the judge read the entire set of restrictions, his face went pale and he started to perspire. The defendant was also had to perform 200 hours of community service. The judge's voice became aloof. The thundering in Chumlee's ears drowned it out. His attorney soon realized something was amiss when the courtroom started to revolve. His lawyer tried to support him by putting a hard touch on his arm, but it wasn't enough. After entertaining millions of people, the reality TV star abruptly fell forward. As his ragged breathing reverberated across the courtroom, security hurried to his side. The world witnessed the television celebrity die of a panic attack while he lay unconscious in court. His carefree demeanor had been the foundation of his success. A member of the medical staff pushed through the crowd to make room after calling out. As the medical staff hurried in and cameras documented the tumultuous scene, someone grabbed water. It soon took over the world's entertainment headlines. On the courthouse floor, Chumlee, the adored Pawn Stars star, was being cared for. His legal battle's emotional toll had now shown itself as physical symptoms. While admirers gathered in worried groups, many of them expressing amazement at the case's unexpected ending, Rick Harrison was spotted briefly visiting his buddy and colleague outside the courthouse. Soon after the court decision, The medical drama took center stage as fans flooded social media and entertainment websites with their worries. Social media was inundated with updates and encouraging posts with hashtags like Pawn Star Family and #Chumley Strong. Chumley made a video statement from his house 3 days later, still trembling but smiling his trademark smile. "My anxiety seems to have been triggered by facing the consequences of my actions," he stated, making a feeble attempt at humor. "I need to make better decisions," the doctor adds. "I am aware that he is correct." Chumley's public image seemed to undergo a significant change as a result of the worries about his health. The History Channel unexpectedly stepped in. According to an unnamed insider, the network viewed his legal issues as a chance for a genuine redemption plot, and was in favor of his continuing to appear on the program following his recuperation. Officials would not comment on particular arrangements or confirm future plans, but Chumley's subsequent remarks sent a different message. "I let my reputation to influence my decisions." He claimed that I committed blunders that may have lost me everything. His manner was particularly solemn. "I am appreciative of this moment," Chumley stated. "I promise my fans that I won't waste this opportunity." There was a lot of conjecture in the entertainment industry about what would occur next. His path had been altered by this legal dispute, and as a seasoned reality TV personality, the public related to his tales of redemption. Chumley could now tell the media a genuine story. He appeared to be focused on his legal business endeavors while adhering to all court orders, according to observers. Supportive comments on his possible comeback were posted on social media by fans, but no formal confirmation was provided. Chumley and the network did not give a definite time frame when questioned directly about his comeback to television. Chumley responded thoughtfully. Once thought to be the end of his career, the legal struggle has suddenly become a pivotal moment. Pawn Stars continued to be popular, with a large number of fans endorsing Chumley's eventual comeback to the show that first made him popular. This courtroom drama is a sobering reminder of the dangers of celebrity for those who have followed his path from an obscure pawn shop employee to a television star. There was more to the collapse than a man nearing his breaking point, which left onlookers in disbelief. It may also signal the start of a more genuine public image that emerges from behind the casual persona. How does celebrity affect one's judgment, in your opinion? Leave a comment with your ideas.